Hello, my name is David Malek. I am an American painter living in France. I've been living in France for 9 years now.
Wow, 9 years.
And I live in a small town called Poitiers, where I have my artistic practice. I grew up in the United States, and I attended Hunter College for art school in New York City. And before that, I attended Beloit College in Wisconsin.
Okay, thank you. So could you share with us the keywords that represent your practices and why?
Well, I'm not sure why necessarily, but I think what happens is like in daily life, if I see something in the world, like a motif, it could be something I see in a film or something I see on a building, some architecture or an element of a landscape. I'll see something that attracts my attention, and I'll say, wow, I would like to remake that or paint that. And so what I'll do is go back to my studio and I'll make a painting that attempts to sort of, rather than represent the object, seeks to sort of reproduce the emotion or the sensation that I originally encountered in the world. So it's like for me, the painting has become like a way to replicate replicate sensations.
Okay, thank you.
So it works for me personally, but then if I'm able to share something with someone, then I feel that I'm successful as an artist, even if what they see or feel is something completely different than my original intentions. Voilà.
Thank you.
So currently on view at Rocky Shore, Tokyo, is a small painting of an octagon. And it's a small format, I would say about that big. And it's a black ground, and in the middle is a solid octagon shape that I painted with silver paint that's used for painting radiators and metal and things like this. And I really like it because the idea that generated this painting comes from two recent experiences that I had while walking around, while seeing things. And the first was in Paris at the Garden of Luxembourg. There's this giant fountain in the grounds, and it's like a reflecting pool. And it's an octagon shape. So I really like this idea of just this huge flat octagon that's in space, and I use the silver paint with this idea of like this perfectly smooth and reflective body of water. And I think it was very successful. I really like it. And then secondly, during this past summer, I had the occasion to visit this cathedral in the south of France that has this huge vaulted ceiling, and in the center of which is this dome. And the part where the dome intersects with the vault is an octagon shape. So when you look up from below, you have this octagon shape sort of delimited in space. And I thought that was really, really beautiful. And so this painting for me is this way of bringing together these two ideas. On the one hand, you have this sort of Renaissance garden shape. And then on the other hand, you have this like medieval dome. And I just wanted to paint that. So I think it works. Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And that's a good that small painting is a good illustration of my working process. I'll sort of see things and then I'll say, hey, wow, I like that. I want to make one of those, or I want to make my own version of that. And then I do it. And then if it works, so much the better. I think part of that, so there's this, at a certain moment, Pablo Picasso said, we paint in order to make for ourselves our own versions of what the masters or master painters have already done. And I like this idea of like, you just see a thing and then you want to make your own version of it. So that's what you do. Yeah. And I think that is a good example.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So what component made you an outstanding artist like today?
Well, I don't know if I'm an outstanding artist, but I'm doing my best. I think, like I just said, I think I have these ideas and then I try to share them with people and hopefully it's worthwhile. Yeah.
So I change the topic. How do you spend a day? Could you share with us the time schedule? What is a daily routine?
So
do you cook? Do you exercise daily?
So so my routine is fairly circular. I sort of get up and then I go to the studio and I work for a few hours, and then when after painting for a number of hours, my mind becomes tired. I stop and I come home and I cook. I'm not a great cook, but I'm not so bad either. And then I like, and then maybe in the evening I'll exercise or do yoga. And then on the weekends I like to ride my racing bike in the countryside. There's sort of, in the area where I live, there's sort of rolling hills and forests, and I like to ride my bicycle in the countryside, and it informs my work and my thinking very much, because you sort of, as you're riding through space, I sort of absorb some of the colors and images that I see.
Thank you. So what kind of music do you like?
So so I don't know a lot about music, I have to admit, but I've discovered on applications like YouTube and Spotify just sort of playlists of kind of ambient electronic music that I enjoy, and I sort of listen to these playlists without necessarily knowing a lot about the artists that I am hearing, and I find that it's a universe or musical landscape that corresponds well with the kinds of work that I'm doing. So while I'm in the studio or around the house even, I'll just sort of put this music on in the background, and I like it.
Okay. So, what are you interested in lately? Like news, specific topics, or activities?
So I like to read. I like to read a lot of science fiction novels. Mostly, I'm reading Solaris at the moment by Stanislav Lem, which I've seen the movie, but I'd never read it before, and it's excellent. And then I've been reading a lot of other science fiction novels about sort of time dilation and relativity, and like the distortion effects of interstellar travel, and how the problems involved if humanity will ever travel to the stars, the gulf, like the gulf of time that's at the heart of outer space. And then I read the press a lot. I think we're all very concerned about the sort of ecological destruction that we're living through, and how, as an artist, I ask myself the question: how are we going to extract ourselves from this sort of global capital that we don't seem to global capitalism that we don't seem to have any solutions for at the moment, unfortunately. So that's a problem. I think that's a problem many artists are thinking about at this time. How can we remain optimistic under these conditions?
Okay. So, is there anything, or if not, can you please share with us a message for Japanese audience?
Well, I've never been to Japan, so I only know about Japan from books and movies and things that I enjoy very much. And I enjoy very much working with a Rocky Shore Gallery. So I hope to have the occasion soon to share more of my work with a Japanese audience.
Cool. So maybe that's it for the interview.
Okay. Well, thank you, Miyoko.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
David.
Until next time.